Does everybody understand how freaking cool that is? It is worth so much effing money for you to have this document. It's one thing for me to teach you guys, here's the paperwork, here's the strategy, here's where to find the opportunities, here's how to protect yourself, answer some Q&A, all that kind of stuff. Do you see why I want to give this contract? Because I freaking can and I freaking want to. I will never, ever, ever, ever give away my creative finance documents. That is for Subto students only. This document is literally the greatest wholesale contract there is. I have other people, other influencers that are giving away contracts out on YouTube. They all wish they had this contract. And I want the world to have this contract. The reason why I want the world to have this contract is pay attention. Why am I giving away this contract? I'm giving this contract away because when a Gator wants to lend money to you, I want to make sure that you are using this contract. And if you are a Gator, I want you to make sure your wholesaler is using this contract as well. This contract will protect you. And there's a couple of ways it will protect you as the wholesaler and as the lender. Did you guys know that in the state of Arizona, if I open up a real estate transaction, get a contract with a seller, and it says I'm going to buy their house for $100,000 and I'm putting $1,000 earnest money down, and I start that transaction, the title company starts working on the paperwork, I got 10 days of an inspection period. In the state of Arizona, if I cancel at any time during my 10-day inspection period, do I get my earnest money back? The answer is yes, I get my earnest money back. Do I need the seller's permission for the title company to release my $1,000 back to me? I do not. In the state of Florida, if I go do the same exact transaction, Florida, Utah, Texas, a couple of others as well, the seller has to give me permission to get my earnest money back, or they have to sign off. It's called mutual release. Both parties, seller and the buyer, have to release that earnest money back to me. So if I'm a Gator lender and I'm going to lend $1,000 to a wholesaler for their earnest money, which happens all the time, 85+% of wholesalers don't have any money to put in earnest money, especially if they have 3, 4, or 5 contracts going on at the same time. So what do? I go and pay my attorney to redraft a document that gets rid of that issue. This contract gets rid of that issue where your contract, it doesn't matter what the state law is, your seller is going to sign off on not requiring a mutual release. Does everybody understand how freaking cool that is? It is worth so much effing money for you to have this document. So anybody that is a Gator, you've already taken action. Do you see why I want to give this contract? Do you guys see why I want to give this to even people who are not in the Gator community and the Subto community? I want to make sure that everybody has this contract so that if you are going to lend or you are going to borrow, you are both protected. This alone cost me $3,200 in sitting down with my attorney, going through, revising to make sure that this is as good as it's going to currently get. Now, here's what's cool. And now my Subto students already know this about me, is that every time I revise my documents and it costs me $7,000 or $10,000, whatever it costs, I always provide those new updated documents a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, 5 years later, whatever. So this contract will protect all the Gators if the wholesalers are using it. If you have taken action and you're now seeing Gator Lending 3.0 and you're like, man, this is amazing. Pace gave us a 3,200 wholesale contract. I'm super grateful for it. However, I really want to move forward with this training. Say me. If you did not use primecorporateservices.com/pace or /ABC, we changed the link to ABC at one point just to be like, hey, this is super easy. Please understand, we are teaching you guys how to build corporate credit and we're teaching you guys how to go out and become lenders. It's one thing for me to teach you guys, here's the paperwork, here's the strategy, here's where to find the opportunities, here's how to protect yourself, answer some Q&A, all that kind of stuff. Can you guys see that that's hugely valuable? Because in my Subto community, I swear to you, it's a different type of person that's inside of Subto. It's like the most grateful, biggest go-givers on planet Earth. I don't attract negative people to Subto. We have positive, loving human beings inside of Subto. Join the Gator tribe. And I teach you how to find the opportunities to lend. And I teach you guys how to utilize the paperwork, teach you how to protect yourself. I do Q&A. For my Subto students that are like, why is Pace creating a Gator tribe when he already has a Subto community? First and foremost, because I freaking can and I freaking want to. The second reason is because I will create more lenders for my Subto students. Everything I do is thought out and planned, creates way more lenders for my Subto community. And here's what's cool. My Subto community learns how to get Subto deals, seller finance deals, novation agreements, wholesale deals, fix and flip opportunities. And by me building a group of lenders over here on the Gator tribe, I have now allowed the Gator lenders to bring money to my students. So if you still have questions about what Gator lending is, where do you go? We go to my YouTube channel and we go watch these things. Go watch my 4 hours of raising private capital. It's on my YouTube channel. Go watch that first. Go then watch the Gator 1.0. Then go watch Gator 2.0. As a Gator lender, there's 4 other documents you saw in that email that I showed you guys just recently, right? I'm going to go through the process when you're in the private Gator tribe. I'm going to teach you guys how to talk to the escrow agents. I'm going to bring Allison Gustafson, my transaction coordinator, in there. She's going to teach you how to talk to the title companies and how to walk through the process and get them to sign the document acknowledging during the inspection period and before you wire your money as the Gator lender that the title and escrow company acknowledge in the escrow instructions that they have read the purchase contract and they hereby and understand that your money will be refunded back to you.
If the wholesaler didn't use your paperwork but still
then don't lend to them. Hell no, do not lend to them because they're using some free downloaded wholesale contract off somebody's YouTube or somebody's bullshit website. They're using a horrible contract. I'm hoping to actually create a standardized wholesale contract by having everybody out there working on this contract, and we'll update it. We'll continually update it. When somebody's like, hey, I ran into an issue, we'll update it. I'll pay my attorney to update it. I want everybody to have access to the Dropbox link. We will update it as we run into new issues or new things, and that's kind of the cool thing about a community is that people kind of collectively come in and go, hey, I had these issues, or hey, I ran into this. Can you help me out with this? And blah, 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 blah. If somebody's using their own contract, here's one of the other things I've given you. You as a lender will have your wholesaler have to get their seller to sign an addendum. And I'm giving that document to you guys as well.